Welcome to the Kindness Principles Podcast. I believe kindness is a cultural strategy that empowers people to create meaningful lives, healthier relationships, stronger organizations, and a world where everyone can thrive. My name is Cindy Smarsh, and I'm really glad you're here. Welcome to the Kindness Principles Podcast. My name is Cindy Smarsh, and I'm so happy you are here. So, my belief is that kindness is our personal and professional responsibility. And I want to talk to you a little bit about that today. A lot of times what we do is we wait to see and receive other people's kindness before we give out kindness. And really, kindness starts with the self, right? In order to be kind to others and to the world, we want to start with being kind to ourselves and not wait for others to be kind to us to give that kindness. So, how can we be kind to ourselves? Well, one of the ways is to be really honest about what we want and what we need in our lives. And no one can know that with as much clarity as we can. And so it's very important to understand what you want and need. So you want to wake up to this. You want to wake up to this and really be honest about what brings you joy, what brings you meaning, what you value, and really live authentically with those indicators in your life. And that can also include aligning your work with what you truly value too. If you're working somewhere that you don't believe in what you're all striving for, or you have discord with the value system of the company, and you can't really get behind them, and you're just there to pay your bills or something, then that is not kind. That's not kind to you, and it's actually not kind to them either. And so it's really important that we wake up to really know ourselves well as people, what we need, what we want to stand for, what's important to us, and live and work in that realm. In a lot of psychology circles, they say to give out what you want to receive. And so, when you smile at the world, it'll smile back at you, they say, right? And there is definite truth in that, because how you behave toward others and there's respect that you give yourself and others is more likely to attract that kind of response to you as well. And so, kindness is a true. And imagine what your day could be like if you started out with that intention to be kind, no matter what kinds of things you run into, whether it's a difficult commute to the office where you see some wild driving going on around you, or somebody's going really slow and you're late for your first meeting and you're frustrated. How can you be kind in that scenario instead of letting the road rage get to you, or whatever might be happening? Or maybe as everyone's scrambling around in the house to get out the door before you even get in the car, there's some tension or stress in the home. And you can ask yourself, how can I be kind in this situation, even when I feel rushed, or everybody's overwhelmed, or somebody didn't do what they said they were going to do, or whatever? That kindness is an intention. It's an intention. And the more you can be kind to yourself, the more you'll be able to be kind to others. One of the greatest teachings in the world is Kristin Neff's self-compassion. Look her up if you want to do a deep dive on self-compassion. But she teaches us how to give ourselves grace and to truly nurture ourselves and understand our needs and what's going to be important to us, no matter what's going on in our lives, whether it's just another regular day or whether we're going through a particularly challenging time. So it really is up to you to start with kindness to the self. And when we think about life at work, workplace well-being is something I'm very concerned about for people out there. I think it's really tough in lots of ways in the corporate world these days, and I know there's a lot of changes going on that are causing people fear. Fear about their money, fear about their job security, fear about AI taking over, all kinds of things out there that are upsetting people. So it's all the more reason for us to go to work with our putting our best foot forward and feeling like we can be respectful to our coworkers, to the leadership, or if you are the leadership, to be particularly sensitive to the teams because of that high sensitivity and those fears going on there. So, again, it all starts with us. No matter what our role is at work, we can bring kindness to the table. So, when you are in meetings, that can look like truly listening to whomever is talking or presenting an idea. That can mean offering honest feedback about what you're experiencing, being willing to be open to suggestions, offering new ideas you have as well. This is all kind, it's all kind. And doing your best to be flexible with each other when you're working on a project or trying to meet a deadline or whatever it is. And giving yourself grace and patience when you're attempting to learn new things, like how to incorporate AI. I mean, so many companies now are sort of trying to figure that balance out. And it can be technically frustrating. It can be a little scary to think you're going to be replaced by a robot, or, I've heard all these things. But one of the greatest problems of people out there in the work world is feeling burned out or overwhelmed. And so, again, that self compassion, the self care, treating each other with kindness, patience, calmness, flexibility, honesty, anything that you can do to bring a positive vibe to the work environment is truly kind to yourself and to everyone else. Let's all think about, how can I start my day with a commitment to kindness, no matter where I am, when I'm at home or when I'm at work, and include yourself in a receiver of your own kindness, of course, even as you're giving it out to others in your midst. And you won't believe how wonderful you're going to feel in being that person that takes responsibility for that. The thing about this, the other leg of this, is that when we wait for others to treat us with kindness or to take good care of us or nurture us or whatever, we're waiting for other people to behave how we want them to behave. And they're not always going to be able to do that. Sometimes people will, but a lot of people, most people are pretty distracted with their own lives and their own needs. And if we wait around or we blame people for not taking good care of us, we're just wasting our energy. A better use of your energy is to turn inward and go, okay, what is it that I need in my life to feel good? And how can I create that myself? And that, again, is kind to you and is kind to everyone else. And hey, we can make the world a better place through kindness. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you again soon. Thank you so much for being here. Please like and subscribe to our show and share this episode with anyone who can benefit. If you'd like to learn more about how the kindness principles can change your life, please DM me on LinkedIn. And thanks again for listening.